Let's review the contact section of Primer. But a contact record is not just a place to store information such as addresses. It's a center to record all the activity associated with a contact, from artworks they've bought and sold, both with you and others, exhibitions they've attended, artists they're interested in, other contacts they're associated with, and any other information that's important for you to better understand this contact. So let's start by taking a look. As with all our records, the heading to the upper left can be accessed by clicking anywhere in the heading. Unlike a traditional database that would leave a lot of empty fields, we allow you to fill in the relevant fields and then hide them when you're finished for a clean look. Now, how a person will be sorted in Primer relates to if you have them categorized as a person or as an institution. You see, when I change her to an institution, Altamont Enterprises becomes the lead name and also will appear on list views. If this person was an artist whose artwork we might have in our inventory section, we would choose this checkbox. Below this, we have our basic contact information. The word photos turn red to alert us that we have a reference photo hidden behind this tab. Again, instead of a number of empty tabs that are being unused, Primer defaults to show 2 phone numbers, 1 email address, and 1 physical address. However, you can enter an unlimited number simply by scrolling down to the first empty field. The scroll bar has turned red to alert us that there's information that we're not visibly seeing. This is true for phone numbers, email addresses, and also physical addresses. The scroll bar will turn red to alert us to when we have a phone number, email address, or physical address hidden behind the scroll bar. When you don't see a gray button, you just click in the field to enter or add information. For addresses, we click on the address button for a pop-up, and here we have various fields to enter the address as fully as we need to. Click the international button for more appropriate fields for an international address. You can also categorize addresses by these 4 terms. These are both for your reference, but it will also help Primer suggest what address you might use when it comes to transactions. For example, when you're choosing a shipping address, Primer will first show you the address that's been marked as shipping, and then primary. Below this, we see other contacts that we have associated with this person or organization. Click on the Relations button. You see we have options to link this contact with an existing contact in our database, a new contact, whose basic information we can enter. We can also link them with a non-database contact, and you'll see that's the case here with her son Wyatt, for whom it would be inappropriate to have his own contact record. Whereas Candace, we can see, has her own contact record. This is indicated by the arrow icon, which would lead us directly to Candace's page. As you saw, to add a new contact or an existing contact, do a search, find our contact, we enter the various roles and any appropriate note. Now, when we go to Micah's page, we'll see that Lisa has automatically been related, and this note also appears on Micah's page. You should never have to enter information twice in Primer. It will always intelligently relate the appropriate information. We can also relate that contact to a presentation. For more on presentations, see that specific video, but this might include exhibitions or art fairs. The same MO, we choose the Presentations button, choose the appropriate presentation, and now when we visit the record for either of these presentations, we'll see this contact listed, as well as the related note. The same again is true for artists. You can choose any of the artists in your system to associate with this contact. And when you visit that artist page, you will see under their list of contacts that Lisa will be automatically added. Now, over in the right-hand section of the contact page, we can see all the activity that has occurred with this contact. The default screen are all works that have been purchased by this contact. Of course, this includes works they have purchased from your organization. When you create a sales invoice, the piece will automatically show up in this portal. Clicking on the thumbnail will give you a larger view of the image. However, you can also use our purchase function to record a third-party purchase. And if you are interested in recording what they've purchased from another seller, here we see the red 3 indicates that this work was purchased as a third-party transaction. Of course, for more details on any of these transactions, we just use the arrow icons to go directly to that record. You don't have to have a work be associated with a transaction to be associated with a contact. You can relate a contact to work for any miscellaneous reason. And that's what you see once we click the Related button in this top section. These are works that we've related to the contact in one of two ways. We've added the work here directly from the contact record, and a note if desired. Also, you'll see in the lower part of the Related section, Primer has automatically shown us works that have been held or offered to this client. You click on the image for some more information related to this offer or the hold. And of course, you can use the arrow to go directly to that transaction for the full transactional information. Another way to view all transactions, not just holds, offers, and sales, is clicking the Transaction button. And here we get a quick list of the various transactions like purchases, consignments, as well as holds and offers. Highlighting an individual line will show us the parties and the works associated with this transaction. Again, we just go straight to the transaction using this arrow or this pop-up box for more information. Our bills section is for when we owe a payment to the contact for work that's been consigned in and sold. When a consigned work is placed on a sales transaction and that sale is marked as paid, it will automatically show up in this portal. According to the details of the consignment and the sale, we owe Lisa $3,600. However, if for any reason we want to alter this amount, we can do so here, as well as mark the date and type of payment. This box will default to unpaid when it adds the work to the list, and you change that simply by clicking on that box. And if we want this work to be added to the bill statement, we do the checkbox here. The bill statement, as you'll see in a moment, will automatically put the retail, any discount, and the commission owed. If you prefer for it to only show the net, just check this box here. We click Create the Bill, show you a print preview of what the bill will look like. If you've entered your letterhead, header, and footer in our administrative section, of course it will appear on this document, as with all documents. But for more on documents and your various options, please watch our video on administration and/or our video on documents. That will give you more information on saving, emailing, printing, and other options for editing and using documents. Finally, clicking the Notes and Files section, you can see both documents that have been created, such as through the bill document creation, or any documents that we want to associate with this contact for any reason. Simply click on the File button, and you can insert or drag and drop whatever document you wish, and make a note. Also, when you've selected the Notes Files tab, you get a larger look at the notes associated with this contact. As with all our records, you can choose to put Primer in client mode by clicking Primer, and most of the sensitive information will disappear. Primer will stay in client mode, as indicated to us by the word Primer being green, until you click the word again. A few other functions of the contact page. We can email our contact directly by using this envelope icon through our clients, such as MacMail or Outlook, or through Gmail. Down in the lower left with contacts, we have the option to copy the name, and now the name will be on our clipboard. We can also copy the address tab on our clipboard simply by clicking twice, and you saw the red outline show up indicating it's on our clipboard. As with all sections, we can use the log button to see who created the record, and here we have the option to delete the contact record. Finally, also like all sections, we can create a new record from this tab at the bottom left. We also have an option for a new record by tapping on the contact in the upper left and create a new record. Primer will show us the 20 most recently viewed contacts. We want to go back and forth between various contacts, and we can do a quick search or take a look at our contacts in list view. You can also access these search functions over in the upper right. Again, more on our various search functions by watching the navigation video. We'll look at going to our list view. See either all the contacts in our database by default, or if we've done a quick or advanced search, we'll see just those contacts. So for example, any contacts you may be tagged with the word mailing list, you could do that advanced search, and then from those contacts, you could create mailing labels. Also in our options section here, you can choose to sort your contacts by these terms. Hopefully this has covered the functionality of our contacts section. However, if you have any questions, please feel free to email us, support@primerarchives.com.